So, I have a temporary lull in the rain coming down, but everything's wet or damp. Sleeping bag's damp. I'm damp. Tent's wet. Really wet. The idea of packing up wet and heading out into more of this is not appealing. So, I don't know, I'm a mile from a parking lot, trailhead for this hike to the lake here. I don't know, the forecast is not great. I mean, if it was going to improve, but I just don't know what I'm going to do. I'm drinking coffee now. It's like 6 a.m. and normally I would be hiking by now, but it's been raining. And it's really hard to want to pack up and move and go up into higher altitudes when it's raining. Golly. I'm just not entirely sure I'm adequately prepared for monsoon season. So I've drank a cup of coffee. I'm working on a second, and I'm just feeling so conflicted. This is just really unpleasant. And now I have this InReach Mini that allows me to pull in real-time weather forecasts for my specific location. And golly, if there was even a sunbreak in there somewhere, but there just isn't. So there's no hope of drying anything out. I am a stubborn, pig-headed woman and I don't want to quit. But this is not fun. Temperatures are in the low 40s and it's just wet. It's just like prime hypothermia situations with no ability to get anything dry. I miss my window. I feel like I miss my window. I'm really sad about that. I'm so close. So, I think, one of the good things about doing section hiking over through hiking is that you kind of get to pick the time of year that you go through a certain section. And I don't know, truthfully, probably when I went home, I should have stayed home because it just pushed me past the window. But, being a stubborn, pig-headed woman, I'm like, oh, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And, golly. See, I'm not moving because, well, everything's wet, but I still don't really know what I'm going to do. I really don't think it's smart to keep pushing through this with the constant rain and cold temperatures. I'm just not adequately prepared mentally or physically to deal with that. Yeah, I could probably survive and not die. And sometimes that's enough of a goal. But I really wanted to do this section and enjoy it and not hate every minute and not be miserable, not be wishing I hadn't done it. So, I mean, it's really looking like the smart and prudent thing for me to do would be to tack this little section onto the end of Colorado. feels like giving up. But it's not, I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying I'm going to wait until conditions are a little more favorable. And I'm not going to move. I think I'm going to have another cup of coffee and continue to cogitate on it. The way I'm feeling, and plus there's supposed to be a pack of wild dogs on the trail in about, I don't know, 5 or 10 miles from here. I think the universe is trying to tell me something, so I don't know. We'll see. A soaking wet tent, getting packed up. Beautiful morning out here. Watched a heron trying to fish. And I only say beautiful because it's not pouring rain. It is raining. And it's just going to keep raining. And I'm going home. I wish I could say I wasn't conflicted about that decision, because I'm very conflicted. But, yeah, I'm heading back down the trail. Well, I'm packed up. And, you know, I was thinking about my problem with the bull and the cows wanting to be in this spot last night. And I think it's probably because I got to it before they could poop here. I think any other flat spot in this entire area is filled with cow poop. So, moment of decision here. I've already made up my mind. This way goes up into the storms and high altitude and more rain, and this way goes back to Cuba, a bus ride or a hitchhike to somewhere, and back home. To return to this area when weather conditions are a little bit more favorable. And you can see how I'm walking. You know, I wish I could say that I'm completely at peace with the decision, because I'm not. But I just don't want to be enduring. I'm not on a through hike. I'm section hiking the Continental Divide Trail. Long ass section hiking, you know. I've got over 500 miles in, and I had hoped to get over 6 before I stopped, but I'm just not enjoying myself being soaking wet and being in the rain for hours and hours and hours at a time, and thunder boomers, and it's just I've moved from loving my life out here to enduring it. And sometimes on a through hike you have to just endure, but on a section hike I really don't have to. There's my water source. Oops. I'm gonna put this away and try and get down where I have some phone service and make a plan. I'm almost back to this trailhead. Gosh, I wish I could say that I'm not having second thoughts, but gosh, I'm so close. But I'm hearing thunder boomers already this morning. I know that my decision to get off trail here is going to disappoint a lot of people. Well, it disappoints me most of all. So I would ask you, if you're making comments, to be gentle, because this wasn't an easy decision for me to make. And
I know it's real easy sitting behind the anonymity of a computer to second guess the decisions that a hiker's making out here. And when I was on the Pacific Crest Trail in 2005, there were some armchair quarterbacks given criticism and advice and almost took me off the trail. This negative feedback is just not helpful when I'm out here or when anybody is out trying to push the limits of what's sane. I think, I'm disappointed for myself, but mostly I'm disappointed for all the trail angels who helped me get to this point. It's feels like I'm really letting them down, and because I'm only a mile away from that lake. I could turn around and go back, but with thunder boomers and my knee buckling, I just think that this is the best decision for me right now. Sucks eggs hard. Well, my hopes of hitching a ride back to town have been dashed. Folks wouldn't even return a hello, so I'm gonna hike back down the trail. It's raining again. Trail's a little sketch through this area. It's like when I walked out onto the road, I wasn't on the trail. I was close to it, but not on it. Hopefully, I don't get lightning before I get back to town. Here is what we call type 2 fun. Oy vey. Frickin' thunder boomers. Already coming from behind me, which makes me feel a little bit better about my decision to get the heck out of here. Now if I could just get this bloody mud off my shoes. I got no traction, it's just mud. So these little groundhogs or gophers or whatever they are run into their holes. Lupin just about ready to go to seed, but still lovely. I mean, even rainy and wet, the forest is beautiful. Lovely little Christmas trees. Look, there's a CDT marker. So green and cold and wet. Craziness. Is this New Mexico? Yes, it's raining, but these are lovely. This is about the area where I saw the bear I come around the corner and see these black cows standing in the trail. Scared me half to death. Hey cows. Hey cows. Hello. Hello, loves. Hello, loves. I'm coming right for ya. You're on my trail. Hi, cows. Hello, loves. You're on my trail. Thank you. Oh, look at the little ones. They're so cute. Hello. Thank you. Little yarrow growing up here in the New Mexican mountains. Even have moss growing on the north side of the trees. My video camera is kind of jumpy. It doesn't really like low light conditions at all. We're quite overcast today. It's raining pretty good right now. But I'm savoring this last day, even if it's raining. I just talked to another hiker heading in, and she asked, when is the weather supposed to change? And I'm like, it's not. Welcome to monsoon season in New Mexico. Good golly, Miss Molly. Look over here. It's like I'm walking through a cloud. So this is apparently what 15% chance of rain looks like. Oh my golly. I kind of was hopeful that I might get some sun breaks today, but it is not gonna happen. Boy, my little video camera does not like low light. Just jiggies all over the place, but this, looking down, I think this is Cuba, and I'm heading back there. And I've talked to my family about my decision to postpone finishing New Mexico until such time as the trail conditions are more enjoyable, and they're really happy I'm getting off trail, truthfully. So I still have mixed emotions about it, but I think it's the right call. Like, this is the nicest weather that we were going to have all week, and pretty much this is the only dry moment I've had all day. It's been raining consistently. So anyhow, heading back down into Cuba, hoping to get a room at the frontier, and I'm going to make a plan for how to get home. This bright red dirt is so pretty, especially contrasting with the green. It reminds me of how I order my chili sauce in New Mexico. Make it Christmas. It's raining quite hard now, so I need to put this away. Heading back out to the road. It's like a low-flying plane. Oh my golly. Yeah, quite low-flying. Well, I think it's 5 miles from here back into Cuba. Hopefully I can get a hotel room. I've sent them a message but haven't heard back. And then I'll set about planning the logistics of how to get home. It's getting ready to transition back to pavement, which will be easier walking in one regard, just a very even surface, but it's a little more challenging for one's knees and feet. But it's just kind of drizzling now. It's not raining proper, but everything's wet. I'm on the road walk back into Cuba, hoping I can get a room. But so just to clarify, I'm not skipping this little section, the last little bit of New Mexico. I'm just postponing it. So for those who are new to the channel and haven't been following from the beginning, I'm on the 4-year plan to complete the Continental Divide Trail. And now, heck, after being out here this year, it may be 5 years. Just, you know, things happen and things take longer and I'm slower than I expect to be. But, so a series of lash hikes, long ass section hikes, to get me to have walked every step of the Continental Divide Trail. That's the goal. So just because I'm going home now, don't unsubscribe because this is a long haul journey. I'll be back for another long section next year. But I was talking to my mom about hiking out here in the rain, and it's pretty much been raining except for a couple of hours after I left Cuba yesterday, nonstop. And said if I wanted to hike in 40-degree temperatures and constant rain, I'd move back to Seattle where my friends and family live. She thought that was pretty funny. But I'm a drowned rat. But even though I've decided not to continue to hike in this monsoon season, I am finding things to love about every day out here. Today it might be stopping hiking and getting out of my wet clothes. No, there's been some beautiful scenery. Met a hiker. Now I'm experiencing a torrential downpour. Had to get the umbrella out. It's just raining too dang hard. But that right there is where I came from. It's raining hard. It's hard to walk with carrying an umbrella, but getting soaked. So this is Fred, and I'm a bad influence on Fred because when he saw me walking back to town in this rainstorm, he thought that sounded like a pretty good idea.
Good morning, everyone, from the Frontier Motel in Cuba, New Mexico. I am going home. Might have figured that out, but yeah, I just, even after spending, a good 15, 16 hours inside in a motel, my stuff is still wet. That gives you a little bit of an idea how wet it actually was out there on the trail. Basically, it rained for, 35, 40 hours straight. And not just light pitter patter either, just drenching, soul sucking, life sucking rain. And I'm really at peace with my decision to go home, and golly, I hope I haven't disappointed y'all too much. I mean, definitely I'm not quitting. I'm just gonna do this section when weather conditions are a little bit more favorable. So I hope y'all will stick around because I am committed to still making great hiking videos, and I will be back. This is a long-term project. I think I mentioned it in another clip. Whether it makes the final cut or not, who knows? But yeah, this is 4 or 5 years to complete the entire Continental Divide Trail in a series of long-ass section hikes. And this is just part 1. Stay tuned. Actually, if you have feedback about where I should go next and what time of year to get the best conditions, that'd be great. I mean, kind of thinking Colorado or Montana. And I was kind of looking at southbounding both of those states. But let me know what y'all think. And as always, if you have any questions about anything in any of my videos, go ahead and ask, and I will try to answer. Stay tuned.